Dallas, Texas, and the Texas State Fair. Played here since 1932, these two programs have defined conferences, won national titles, and no matter what happens, they find their way back to each other. And when these two meet, the whole nation pays attention. Glad to have you with us from the original Cotton Bowl, located on the fairgrounds in the heart of Dallas, Texas. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on another team from the SEC, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Longhorns will put total weather to crank us up. Bringing it back. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So the Oklahoma Sooners offense is on the field for the first time today. Well, guys, last year Texas got very little resistance from Oklahoma on the path to the playoff. A 21-point explosion in the second quarter. Horns never looked back. You got to think the Sooners and a hopefully retooled offense will be up to the task to mount a challenge today.
Yeah, I remember that last game. Quinn Ewers coming back from injury, struggled early in that game, threw a bad interception. But, David, they got the running game going. Quintravion Wisener absolutely went off. And if I'm Texas in this one, I'd expect them to want to run the ball some more.
Well, and everything got going. Remember, they even caught a ball, they fumbled it to the end zone, they still fell on it. Like, everything went Texas's way. And that was about like last season. Everything went against Oklahoma minus the Alabama game. So look to see if Oklahoma can create some more.
Breaks into the open. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Scanning the field, it's Mateer. Got his man.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket, threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
And the Sooners in a good spot here with second and short. Off play action. He lofts one down the sideline. Fires into traffic, intercepted. So the opening drive of the game, and you spin it up. That's not the way to get things started.
Coaches are always preaching about not committing penalties and winning the turnover battle. So you're able to go on this first drive, and you're doing a couple positive things, and then turn it over, not the start this offense wants.
Looking to throw on first down. The throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Play this game in the shadow of Big Tex. You can get a corny dog out there, play carnival games, and see one of the great rivalries in the sport, David.
It's crazy. You literally walk outside of the stadium, and there are thousands upon thousands of people. They don't even realize a football game's going on, Jesse. They're just having a good time.
You're right. It's part of what makes this game so special. The Red River Rivalry, there's just so much fanfare. There's so much tradition. And remember, with bragging rights on the line, this thing just means more.
They've got some work to do on this third and long from the 40. They'll send the back in motion. Dropping back, it's Manning. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
It's a nice job by the receiver working past the sticks. Looked like it was going to be a first down by the offense, but how about the physical play knocking that ball loose?
And the Longhorns will call on their punt team. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. The Sooner offense returns to the field. He threw a pick on the initial drive, but they have it back, and we're still looking for our first points of the game. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
How about the linebacker breaking on the football, seeing the quarterback, the ball comes out, he moves right to where the ball's going, nice anticipation, and swats the ball to the ground.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Burks. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. Guys, Oklahoma's transition to the SEC in 2024 taught them a lesson that you might be able to get by at times without offensive consistency, but you won't thrive. So what kind of pressure, David, is the new guy under center under?
A lot of pressure, but obviously the experience, the transfer over. He was the top guy at that spot in the transfer portal. You bringing a new offensive coordinator, new weapons around him, so a revamped new Oklahoma offense. They're hoping they'll match their defense, and those wins will go up and up and up.
The Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. That's reeled in, it's Gibson. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40, they'll mark it at the 39. And another big play from a Sooner receiver. We've seen that before. Some places you might get grades like C, D, all A-pluses here.
And he grabbed it like a lamb and serving up busted chops like you've seen this offense do so many times in the past.
Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
When you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. You can't throw it late. It's going to get picked. That time, really nice job getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his route so that the ball was right on him as soon as he turned around.
On the ground, it's Ott. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. They'll go right back to it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Makes the catch. He can't find enough room. Stopped at the 17, and it brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you just look at the coverage. You look at down the field, taking away all the options, making sure you don't throw that ball downfield to get the first down. The only option, check it to the running back. Now I close that space. Nice job tackling.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard.
Well, coming into this one, the offense knew a big key was going to be getting the ground game established. They haven't been able to do that yet. They punted on their opening drive, and they have a negative play here on the first play of their second drive.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Trying play action. Quickly to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
But they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Now facing a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Manning. Unloads to the wideout. Snagged in the middle, it's Wingo. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that one. I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. The play action fake. Makes the grab on the left. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know, when you're running counter, those offensive linemen crashing down, they've got to be able to pin those interior D linemen. They couldn't get it done there. They gave up too much penetration, and that led to the tackle for loss.
And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. Right down the middle. Finds a tight end. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
To the air, it's Manning. A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
And so many things have to come together perfectly for a screen to work for big yardage. And they were close. You could tell that almost busted, but they just got wrapped up, got a little bit of yardage, but they really wanted that one to be a big gainer.
Off the play fake. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the 2nd quarter. If this offense had a little extra time to think about it, let's see what they have on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Caught in the backfield. It's Wingo. There he goes. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
The Longhorns line it up with a 1st and goal. Power ahead. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide on these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss. Nice job by this defense.
Tries again to get it in. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
He'll keep it on the sneak. Sneaks it in. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with the quarterback sneak. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. They're trying to put something, anything together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard down 7-0. He'll do it himself. Past the first down marker and still running. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy 1st down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
The Sooners trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to throw, it's Mateer. Yep. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The defense coming up big there. The sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
He cannot get there. It'll be 4th down. And the Sooners will line up to punt it away. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills, and they've got it at the receiver position. So if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Got it behind the line. It's Moore. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
And the Longhorns with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. Back to pass, it's Manning. Makes the grab. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Give to the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Spits it out to the back. Oh, big fella almost had a pick right there. Instead, it falls incomplete.
Yeah, nice coverage, and you'd like to snag that interception, but there's always a reason why these thoroughbred athletes play defense. And it's usually because of their lack of hands, like you just saw.
They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Bring in the heat. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. From the gun, the running back has it. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Grabbed in the middle, it's Burks. Turning it on! And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown Sooners!
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the 2nd half. An extra point away from tying this football game. We trailed a little bit in the 1st half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the 2nd half.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And he splits the uprights on the extra point. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner will be dragged down. His drive will open from the 15. Back to throw, it's Manning. Picked off
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Makes the catch. It's Moore. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Grab near the sticks. It's Moore. He's out across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and execution continues to be key.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Looking for a man. It's Manning. Working the middle. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
Well, the offense just taking what the defense gives them there. There's a lot of cushion out in coverage, so that was just too easy for the quarterback. Spits it out, and they pick up the first.
The Longhorns with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Caught near the sticks. It's Washington. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field, and nowadays you even start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires complete on the crosser. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And the Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Lets it fly. Throw into the end zone. It's picked off. Takes it the other way. And he'll be brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And this second half will likely come down to which offense can figure something, anything out. Take some chances, get creative. Both offensive coordinators had full heads of hair at the start of this game, but right now, they look like cue balls after one frustrating first half. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
The Sooners will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Moore. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Texas offense. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Complete on the shuffle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. The give to the tailback. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Longhorns are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Throws to the wideout. It's caught. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
Well, in that down and distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the first.
They'll run it from the gun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one. And the Longhorns come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Shotgun snap on third down. He makes the grab. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
Great job by the running back here on that third down catch. There was no wasted movement. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he turned around and he got upfield. That's what you got to do. You got to be decisive on these third down type plays to move the sticks.
Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. To the air on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Wingo. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Longhorns have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Caught in the backfield, it's Moore. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Under fire. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Tight ends can be the quarterback's best friend down in this area of the field. When the windows get smaller, you need bigger targets. No better option than the big tight end.
Extra point here will tie the game. And the the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the third. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and they finished things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. He'll pull it on the read. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big gain, but you look up, and they're in second and short, second and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. Floats it out in space. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Gibson.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
The Sooners with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. From the gun, running back gets to give. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half. And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
And the Sooners are on the move. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Got it in the middle, it's Gibson. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
It's a really nice job making the play. And you think about all the success they've had with Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray in recent years. But a big reason why those guys had success was they had big-time players on the perimeter getting open and making plays, too. It wasn't just all the quarterback position. They brought in some big-time recruits from high school at the receiver spot. This guy is no different. He has a chance to be the next great Sooner receiver.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down.
Well, it's a nice job by the defender. They're closing the gap with the wide receiver. They're going to complete the hitch pass, but he's able to run right up on him, get him to the ground for a minimal gain.
A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. The give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The Sooners line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Looking for a man. It's Mateer. Lets it fly. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. This is going to be a 46-yard field goal attempt. Dead center perfect. And they go back on top.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy. So after the made field goal, they'll kick
sees an opportunity. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Tight end now in motion. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
You complete some of these hitch throws early, you're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that, and then the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
They've got a chance to get out from their own end. 2nd and 6 from the 18. They'll give it to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
To the air, it's Manning. Makes the grab, it's Moore. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through 3 quarters for these two guys.
17, Texas, 14.
Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Use the play fake, now to throw. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. And some room to work. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds. The Longhorns are on the move. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
Off the boot, looking for his man. He's got an open man. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play-action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play the run. You know, all these RPOs, all these different things, it makes me come up and use my eyes and play run. And these tight ends are so valuable to find space behind. Knew where he was going with the football the whole time because the big fella was always open.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Oh, they're after him. He'll be pulled down. After a good run, they'll mark it at the 15. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Longhorns come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Wide receiver going in motion. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
And after that incompletion at this juncture of the game, a field goal here would be nice on 4th down, obviously, but do you trust your defense to keep getting stops? If you don't, then you've got to go for it here on 4th and short.
So now we'll line up for one of the biggest kicks of this game. a doubt. Right down the middle. Guys, we have a tie ball game here in the fourth.
And this kicker has ice water in his veins. Fourth quarter, you need to make the field goal to tie it up, and that kid just drilled it.
Here comes the kickoff as we are all tied up in the fourth quarter. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. Be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And it's another tackle for loss for this defense. I'll tell you, they came into this game knowing they had to shut this guy down. He's one of the best in the nation, and they've given him the ball a bunch. He's just had nowhere to run, and I don't think anybody expected him to struggle as much as he had so far in this game.
The short hands, it's Gibson. Not the biggest play in the world, but it's one that can set the tone as he bangs his way out to the 38.
Love the play call on the RPO. That time the defender bites on the run fake, and that opens up the window for the slant coming in behind him. Nice job.
The Sooners come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. Back to pass, it's Mateer. Got his man quickly. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. What a nice job to get through your progressions and find your man open on the drag.
And you can't do that without good protection up front by the offensive line, giving you a little bit of time. And you're right, the QB had time, saw the matchups, finally saw that drag come open, completes the strike, gets the first down.
Sends it back in motion. Wants to throw on first down. The short hands, it's Burks. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So that out route's there if your QB can put some air on it and throw it outside of the guy. But tight coverage, but a really nice throw on that out route.
Behind the chains now on second and long. They'll run play action. And it's intercepted. Oh, what a big play in a tie game. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. The pressure was rising, drama just encapsulating this entire stadium, and the defense comes up with that pick.
Yeah, so the quarterback, he's got to be able to handle this situation. Obviously, everything gets elevated. Everything has to happen a split second sooner. You feel the crowd noise. You can feel the energy, but you've got to keep your poise. And you just wonder in this juncture of the game if the quarterback's starting to lose his cool.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And how about the defense getting home with the pass rush? Playing man coverage in the back end. You need to win up front. Those guys got to get to the quarterback. Do a great job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
The Longhorns now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the air, it's Manning. Snagged out of the air. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
And they got the completion, but still looking at a third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly complete. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. And the Longhorns come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll move the wide receiver. Off play action on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Wingo. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
Play action does so many things. When you run the football and have success, it slows everybody down. Not just the linebackers and the safeties and make them come up, but the defensive line. They're thinking run as well, slows down the pass rush, gives me a little bit more time to develop routes and make it really easy on my quarterback.
Now they've got it at the 44 on 1st and 10. Grab behind the line. It's Wingo. Knocked down at the 29-yard line. Picked up 15 yards on the play, and he's got a first down. The Longhorns pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Motion from the back. Wants to throw. It's Manning. Just a short pass to the tight end.
And I think the defense doing a really good job of understanding this is late in the game. It matters. Taking away the sidelines, taking away the middle of the field, making him kind of check the football down, go through his progressions, and make that clock tick.
The Longhorns can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. To the ground with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the Longhorns are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Motion from the wide receiver. The jet sweep pass. He did not make it a stonewall on 3rd down. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It's good. Easy call for the ref. And with just over a minute to play, they have taken the lead.
Well, the offense and special teams did their job, right? Here late in the 4th quarter, they put themselves now in position to win this game. It all comes down to the defense. Can they deliver? If they get the stop, they win this game.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf.
And the offense gets the ball out pretty quick. But, man, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But we got to get the first down, or we got to get out of bounds so we can stop the clock. This offense, they've got to execute a little bit tighter down the stretch of this close football game.
Looking downfield, it's Mateer. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, guys, 4th quarter, you're trailing. You know that they're going to be throwing the ball and trying to be aggressive and try to climb back into this one. Couldn't come up with it there on 2nd down. Let's see what happens on 3rd.
Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. That's caught. It's out. Just keep moving this thing forward. He's out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line.
Where's the defense on that last play? It's a 2-minute situation. You've got the guy making the catch in the middle of the field. You've got to tackle him in bounds and keep this clock moving. Somehow they were able to let him get outside and stop the clock. That just can't happen.
Catch in the middle. It's Huggins. They'll use a timeout with 26 seconds left on the clock.
As a tight end, if you're going to be good in the passing game, you've got to be able to feel the windows when defenses play zone coverage, and he did a really good job of that right there. He didn't rush, he didn't hurry, he took his time, found the soft spot, and gave his quarterback an easy place to throw the football.
And after the pickup gets to the sidelines to stop the clock and keep this drive going as they try to save themselves late. And the Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Finds his tight end. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Well, the offense trying to attack the perimeter of the field in the passing game. And how about the sweet feet by the receiver on that play?
Who doesn't like a little dash of the arts with their football? A little ballet moment there. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now 2nd down. Back to throw, it's Vatier. Wide open downfield. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains, it's at the 22.
And that's a great example of this quarterback having intense confidence in his own arm talent. That was not an easy window to throw into, but he had the ability, and he knew it.
Last chance coming up. Good timing on the quick out. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. It was the Longhorns who will ride off into the sunset with the coveted Golden Hat Trophy after beating their despised rival to the north. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.